Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another wrestling review. I am of course joined by my co-host and faithful servant Joe. Say hi, Joe. He just had peanuts. So it's Sunday, so you know what that means. It's time for a pay-per-view. And whose pay-per-view, you might ask? Why, TNA. So, can TNA turn things around from the apocalyptically bad year they had last year? Let's check out Genesis. First match. Oh, before we get into it, an announcement was made earlier. That was announced on the webs earlier that night that AJ had suffered a tweaked ankle, so he will not be wrestling tonight, which is a shame for those of us who wanted to see another AJ Styles, Douglas Williams classic match. But I'll get to that in a minute. First matchup will be for the X Division title. Frankie Kazarian, or Kazarian as he's called now, versus Jay Lethal for the X Division title. Now, as far as X Division matches goes, it was alright. It could have been better. It just felt like they were a lot slower than what they should be. And this is a shame considering that these are two of the X Division's best, but then again, the X Division has been shitted out, has been really, really shitty lately. Even because they don't have X Division matches anymore. Thank you, Hulk Hogan. So the match ends with Kazarian landing the reverse tombstone power driver. I don't know what they call it yet, but if anyone knows what it's called, please tell me in the comments. And Kazarian wins the X Division title for a fourth time. Good match. I've seen better X Division matches, freely. Next match, knockouts match for the knockouts title between champion Madison Rayne and challenger Mickie James. Now this one, I know that Mickie James and Madison Rayne can pull off some great matches. They're two of the best female wrestlers that the company got, but this match was just terrible. It just felt sloppy in places. It was more drama than anything. I would expect this was a Divas quality match, and this shouldn't be a Divas quality match, but sad to say it was. Just when it looked like Mickie was gonna pick up the title, Tara comes out, and Mickie, for whatever reason, jumps out of the ring and tries to get into it with her. And while everyone was distracted with that mess outside, Madison picks up a loaded glove or whatever the fuck she's been using. So when Mickie jumps back in the ring, she gets cold cocked in the face. 1, 2, 3. Madison Rayne retains. Like I said, this was not a good match by either of them. It was just very, very sloppy, and I'm ashamed to say, I'm just very, very ashamed that these two women would go out there and half-ass it like this. So there's that. Next match is one of the more anticipated matches of the night. Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money. The TNA Tag Team titles on the line. What can you say, folks? This was an awesome match. It was epic in every way. It was like a sort of a repeat from their best of 5 match they had last year. It was an excellent match, best match on the card, bar none. These two teams know each other so well, and you could tell by the in-ring psychology that they know that at one point, the Guns kept James Storm out of the ring and just worked on Robert Roode, and that showed well because Beer Money is dangerous as a tag team when they're both in the ring. They have some pretty dangerous tag moves, and kudos, and I will give it up to Robert Roode. He almost won it with the AA Spine Buster. I mean, no one today does a better AA Spine Buster than Robert Roode. I don't know what he does. It's the closest thing to actually having Arn Anderson do a AA Spine Buster. Both teams actually hit their finishers, and both teams kicked out of their finishers. So, which is surprising that Alex Shelley kicked out of the DWI, drinking while investing. I'm surprised he kicked out of that. I thought it was over for them. Then at one point there was some miscommunication between the Guns, and Saban accidentally kicks Shelly in the face. Beer Money gets the roll up. Rude gets the roll up. 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. Beer Money become four-time. You see that? 4-time TNA World Tag Team Champions. It's a great match, and and sure enough, they'll have another match like this. I'm just as sorry to say that the tag team division in TNA is not as big as it once was, seeing as how we only have the Guns, Beer Money, Inc., and Gen Me in the mix. They seriously need more tag teams if they're going to make those belts any better. But overall, watch it. It's a good match. Classic tag team wrestling. Then there's an interview backstage. Let me see. I think there's an interview backstage earlier between. It's an interview backstage with Brother Devon for his upcoming match against Bully Ray. That's who Bubba's going by now. And he just pretty much, we pretty much see why Bubba was the promo cutter for that group. And I'm not saying that Devon was bad, but he's just average on the night. So the next match is a grudge match, Bully Ray versus Devon. And this, surprisingly, I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. Did you enjoy it, Joe? He's testifying. But anyway, the match was good. It had good psychology. Bubba was playing the cowardly bully heel that we know he can be. Say what you want about the Dudley Boys. When they play heel, they play it up to a T. And Bubba was really good in this match. He really did everything he could to not only piss off and humiliate Devon, but he pretty much got the crowd to hate him as well. So that's good. That's good there. It's a very physical matchup. It was just nothing more than a brawl between these two men, and these are two big men. So I didn't expect any real technical wrestling. Just these two guys beating the hell out of each other. The match ends when Bully, or Bubba, whichever one you want to call him, brings a chain into the ring, wraps it around his hand, but he doesn't get to use it. He gets taken out by Devon. Devon picks the chain up and just starts whipping the piss out of Bubba. Earl Hebner calls the match. He throws the match out, and Devon does just not give a shit. He just continually whipping the bloody piss out of him, and it gets so bad that the backstage staff comes out to try to break him up, and D'Lo Brown comes out, and that breaks him up because not even the Dudleys want a piece of the Brown. That's right. Let's see. Earlier in the night, AJ was getting chewed out by friggin'. He was getting chewed out by, who was it? By Eric Bischoff for tweaking his ankle while he was saving his kid on his four-wheeler. So tonight, Douglas Williams has to fight Abyss, which is the next match. And this is where it starts to go downhill for me. The last match had its enjoyability factor, considering how good a heel that Bubba plays, but this match, it's between Douglas Williams and Abyss for the television title. Now, I'm not saying Abyss, if he's given a nice little hardcore match, he's pretty decent in a hardcore match style. But just against a superiorly technical wrestler, this was not a good match. It's not Douglas Williams' fault. It's just that you can't really get a good, clean match out of Abyss. It's just hard. It's just next to impossible. That's like someone trying to mat wrestle with the Great Khali. It's not going to happen. For a good match to happen, it needs both men to be at a certain level to have a great match. And sadly, Douglas had to bring his level down just to compete, just to make things interesting for Abyss. And he was also selling a hand injury, so there's that. At one point, Abyss goes outside and gets Janice. That's right, his murder weapon. Janice, as he's doing that, AJ hops into the ring and hits Doug Williams with the title. Then he hops back out. Then Abyss comes in the ring and gives him the laziest black hole slam I've ever seen. And he wins the television title. Fuck you, Abyss. And fuck you, Hulk Hogan. There's a lot of better guys on the roster that you could have put against Doug Williams and just have him in Immortal instead of fucking Abyss of all people. Abyss doesn't deserve that title, and he damn sure doesn't deserve a win over Douglas Williams. I would rather have the Freak win over Abyss. At least the Freak has potential. At least he has history with Douglas Williams. That would be instant heat right there. At least he's been a champ, had that belt before, back when it was the Legends title. But still, Abyss should not be wearing that belt. He can't even wear it because he's so fucking big. So we go cut backstage. RVD is getting in Eric's face about, yo man, who's my partner? Who's my opponent for tonight? Who is it? I know it's Hardy. Just make it. I want Hardy. And then Eric's like, you want Hardy? You want Hardy? Okay, you go out there. You got it. You got Hardy. So RVD comes out, and then it's Hardy, all right. Matt Hardy. That's right. Matt, the man who cannot die. Matt Hardy comes out wearing the newest Tyler Rex attire. Dreadlocks up in his head. He looks so much like Raven. Someone actually said, "Come on, Raven," from the audience. And still, yes, insert fat jokes here. I would even say some of my own. Fat Hardy. He's fat. He's Fat Hardy version 200 calories. He's Fat Hardy with the twist of weight. Matt Hardy will not die. Say what you want. Matt does not look good. Say what you want about the fat jokes. He just has a gut. Somebody said he took his gallbladder out and he's having trouble losing the weight. I don't buy it. He's had more than enough time since he jumped ship since he was released from the E to get his weight back in shape, to lose them love handles. But no, he's still fat. Yeah, he was training all right. He was training at Burger King, the Whopper Regiment. Overall, this is a bad debut match. Matt, say what you want. Maybe ring rust or something, but Matt he looked very slow in this match. Slower than he was when he was in the E. And that's just terrible. I mean, he looked like he was just phoning it in. It's genetic. Well, RVD hits the 5-star, pins him 1-2, but the ref looks and sees Hardy's arm is under the rope, so he has to break the hold. And while RVD's complaining, Fat Hardy hits the twist of weight. That's right, twist of weight. He counts 1-2, but RVD has his leg on the rope, but the ref doesn't see it, so Fat Hardy wins. This was not a good match for him, so no. Anyway, the next match is the exhibition match between Kurt Angle and Double J. Early in the night, Double J told what's her face? I can't remember. Was there Christy Hemme that it will be three 2-minute rounds, 30-second rest period between each of them. And he says he's gonna just beat the hell out of him. There'll be no punches involved. It's just locks and submissions. Kurt Angle comes on and he says, "Well, Jeff, you want to know how good I am? Just ask your wife." Burn. Yep, there's no love laws between those two. If you didn't know, go look it up. The history between those two is just seeping. So the match begins, and pretty much for the first 2 rounds, Angle puts on a clinic. He is basically showing what kind of real amateur Jeff Jarrett really is. He is just putting him in locks and holds and ankle, and he even gets the ankle lock on him a few times. And we come into the 3rd round, and one of Jarrett's men puts some kind of, I think, fucking icy hot on him or something on his shoulders, and when he grabs Angle, it got into his eyes. Angle was blind, and then Jeff hits him with a punch, which was against the rules. So the ref throws the match out, but the time still goes on, and Jeff starts to beat him bloody, and then Gunner and Murphy come in and they just start jolly stomping on him, and he says, this week, I'm gonna have a retirement party, and you're gonna be the three of us, you, me, and you know who. My guess it's Karen Angle. Well, Karen Angle Jarrett now. So Jeff decides that he will retire undefeated. This was a FUBAR match. Fucked up beyond all reason. It should not have happened. And Kurt deserves a little bit more respect than that. It's just... I really hated this MMA gimmick of Jeff Jarrett's too. It's... just sad. So we move on to the main event. Between Anderson and Morgan to determine the number one contender. And of course Jeff Hardy has to grace us with his presence to talk about I'm the future. I am the future. Where are my drugs? Oh, there's my drugs. Oh yeah. Did I tell you my brother's here? Team Extreme. So anyway, the match it was alright considering who was in it. It was real seesaw back and forth. But in the end, surprisingly, Anderson, despite being bloody, actually picks up the win. So he's the number one contender. Immediately after he wins, Eric Bischoff comes out with a chair. He says, I'm not going to lay you out. I'm impressed that you won that match despite being injured. So you know what? I'm going to reward you. You're going to get your title match tonight. So he brings out Jeff Hardy, who looks completely out of shape and just wasted. He looks like he's so disinterested, and he's smoking. What, you may ask? Well, we'll just leave that to your imagination. I'm sorry, I had a cough in my throat. So anyway, it looks like Hardy is going to walk right over at Mr. Anderson. Hits him with a twist of fate. 1, 2. Anderson kicks out. And then he starts beating on him. Hits the twist of fate again. 1, 2. Kicks out again. And then that's when all sorts of shenanigans start happening. Jeff goes out the ring to get a steel chair when Mick Foley comes out and tells him not to use the steel chair on him. Then Ric Flair comes out. And the two of them start having their little tete-a-tete fight or whatever. And then Jeff calls out his brother, Matt, who waddles his fat ass to the ring, only to be stopped by RVD, and who's going to try to beat those whoppers out of his ass. Then Eric Bischoff, with a chair in hand, tries to lay out Mr. Anderson. Anderson, I think, low blows him, and then hits the mic check on him. And I think at one point Morgan interferes, but I can't remember which. Then Jeff gets in the ring, and he tries to hit the twist of hate a third time, but it's countered into a mic check. Then 1, 2, here comes Immortal. Too late, 3. That's right. Your new TNA World Champion is Mr. Anderson. And Immortal just looks in total disbelief. They won. They did everything they set out to do tonight. They won all the titles for at least an hour. Immortal had all the titles in TNA except for the knockouts. But now they lost the most important one because Eric Bischoff had to prove that he had to prove his dick was big, which it isn't. Anderson celebrates, even calls one of his fans to the ring, and does his whole Anderson shtick, and he celebrates with, and I hope to God that he gets rid of that title, because that's a very tacky ass title. So, overall thoughts of, that was TNA Genesis. Overall, below average. TNA could have done a lot better. The matches were mediocre, and even some of them were foobarred for no apparent reason. Abyss got a title he didn't deserve. The only good spots in this was the Beer Money Motor City Machine Gun match, and Anderson winning the title off Jeff drugged up Hardy. Other than that, the whole pay-per-view was below average. It really was a shame. But I do hope that with Anderson being champion, I hope things will turn around. And I hope, like I said, I hope that that Anderson gets rid of that fucking tacky ass Divas title belt and gets the real title off Eric Young's crazy ass. Because I wouldn't want to wear something with Jeff Hardy's face on it. That's just disgusting in all sorts of ways. You think it's disgusting, Joe? Joe has taste. So that was Genesis. And that was my review of it. And that was my thoughts on it. So I'll see you tomorrow for WWE Raw. And hopefully it'll be a good Raw. Unlike this pay-per-view that I have to wash the taste out of my mouth for. So, this is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and Joe saying goodbye and wrestle on.